The headlines hit like a thunderclap. Sam Heughan shock heartbreak, secret London makeout with Brynn Whitfield. For a man who has carefully shielded his private life from the public eye for nearly a decade, this was the kind of story that seemed almost too explosive to believe. And yet, within hours, the rumor spread like wildfire across tabloids, gossip sites, and social media platforms. The perfect Highlander, the man who embodied Jamie Fraser's loyalty and devotion, was suddenly the center of a scandal swirling around an unexpected name: Brynn Whitfield, the outspoken star of The Real Housewives of New York City. It all began in London, a city where Sam is often spotted slipping quietly between promotional events, theater circles, and the occasional night out. Normally, his appearances draw little attention beyond a few fan photos or a casual paparazzi snap. But this time was different. According to reports, Sam and Brynn were seen together at an exclusive West End lounge, a trendy bar frequented by celebrities and socialites. Witnesses described the pair as very close, laughing and leaning into one another as the night wore on. And then came the allegation that set the internet ablaze. A makeout moment, caught by the wrong eyes, whispered about in hushed tones, and then blasted onto the pages of tabloids with grainy photos as so-called proof. For longtime fans of Sam Heughan, the shock was twofold. First, because Sam has always guarded his romantic life with military precision. Over the years, his name has been linked to various women, fellow actress Amy Shields, unnamed London companions, even co-stars, but never with hard photographic evidence. His strategy has always been silence. No confirmations, no denials, just a carefully maintained aura of mystery. That strategy allowed fans to project their fantasies, to imagine him as either the perpetually single heartthrob or the secret romantic waiting for the right time to reveal his true love. But the London makeout rumor tore through that illusion, offering the tantalizing possibility of a glimpse behind the curtain. The second shock came from Brynn Whitfield's involvement. Brynn is not just any companion. She is a reality TV personality known for her sharp wit, unfiltered opinions, and flair for drama. Her presence on The Real Housewives of New York City has made her both adored and criticized, a woman who thrives in the spotlight and knows how to turn attention into influence. To imagine her in Sam's orbit, a man who has spent his career avoiding precisely that kind of reality show spectacle, felt almost surreal. What on earth is Sam Heughan doing with Brynn Whitfield? One fan posted in disbelief on Twitter. This is not the crossover we asked for. But disbelief quickly turned into division. On fan forums, heated arguments broke out. Some refused to believe the story at all, dismissing it as a staged publicity stunt or an outright fabrication by tabloids desperate for clicks. Others insisted the rumors had to be true, pointing to the photos as undeniable evidence. He's human, one commenter argued. Just because he plays Jamie Fraser doesn't mean he can't go out and kiss someone in a bar. Another countered, but why Brynn? Why now? It feels like he's destroying the image he worked so hard to build. The tabloids, of course, wasted no time fanning the flames. Headlines screamed about secret lovers, unexpected hookups, and Sam's new flame, each article speculating wildly about how the two had met. Some claimed they were introduced through mutual friends in the entertainment world. Others suggested it was a chance encounter that escalated quickly. The grainy photos, blurry, indistinct, but just clear enough to spark chaos, were circulated endlessly, with every angle dissected like a crime scene. What made the scandal so potent was not just the possibility of a kiss, but what it symbolized. Sam Heughan has spent years embodying Jamie Fraser, a man defined by fidelity and timeless devotion. Fans often confuse the character with the actor, expecting Sam to live up to the same ideals. A makeout session with Brynn Whitfield, a figure known for drama, not quiet loyalty, was the antithesis of that image. It wasn't just a kiss. It was, to many, a betrayal of the fantasy. By the end of the weekend, the story had spread far beyond the Outlander fandom. Mainstream Hollywood gossip columns picked it up, British tabloids splashed it across their front pages, and even entertainment talk shows debated the pairing. Some hosts treated it as juicy fun. Others questioned whether Sam's carefully cultivated image could survive a link to reality TV drama. The words, Sam Heughan, and Brynn Whitfield, trended side by side on Twitter, an unlikely pairing that captured the world's attention. And yet, amid the frenzy, one question lingered. Was this scandal real, or just another story blown out of proportion? The photos were murky, the witnesses vague, and Sam, true to form, said nothing. But in the silence, the story grew bigger, more dramatic, more irresistible. If the rumor of Sam Heughan's secret London makeout with Brynn Whitfield was a spark, the fallout was a wildfire. By the time the story reached its third news cycle, the Outlander fandom was in open revolt. Twitter threads, Reddit forums, and Facebook fan groups lit up with debates that grew so heated they sometimes turned into full-blown fights. For years, Sam's most loyal supporters had defended his right to privacy, clinging to the belief that he was the noble, untouchable figure they saw on screen. But now, those same fans were faced with blurry photos suggesting a reality far less pristine. A kiss in a London bar with a woman best known for reality TV drama. The reactions were swift and polarized. One faction of fans argued that Sam had finally been caught, that his mask had slipped, and that the Jamie Fraser fantasy was shattered forever. "I feel betrayed," wrote one longtime fan in a Facebook group. "We believed he was different, but he's just like everyone else, sneaking around and making out with someone who thrives on chaos." Another chimed in, "Brynn Whitfield? Really? This is who he chooses after all these years of mystery? It feels like a slap in the face." But others rushed to his defense. "He's allowed to live his life," countered one fan. "He doesn't owe us an explanation. If he wants to kiss someone in a bar, that's his business." Some even suggested that the whole story was exaggerated, pointing out how tabloids have twisted narratives before. "Those photos are so grainy, it could be anyone," wrote another. "This feels like a setup. And Brynn knows how to get attention." Indeed, Brynn Whitfield's involvement made the scandal even juicier for the press. As a star of The Real Housewives of New York City, she is no stranger to headlines or controversy. Her outspoken personality, sharp one-liners, and willingness to embrace drama have made her both a fan favorite and a lightning rod. But linking her name to Sam Heughan was a whole new level of exposure. Overnight, Brynn was thrust into a world of Outlander fans who had never paid attention to her before, and the reception was brutal. Social media was flooded with comments accusing her of using Sam for publicity, of staging the kiss to generate headlines, of being a reality TV opportunist attaching herself to a serious actor. For Brynn, the sudden glare of the fandom was both a curse and a gift. She gained notoriety, but at the cost of being vilified by one of television's most devoted fanbases. For Sam, however, the consequences were far more complicated. His career has always been defined by image: the noble Highlander, the private gentleman, the humble star. Linking him to Brynn Whitfield risked damaging that image in ways that silence alone might not repair. Industry insiders began speculating about the long-term fallout. Would Hollywood casting directors start to see Sam differently now that his name was tied to reality TV scandal? Would his carefully crafted brand, from the Sassenach whiskey to his memoirs and fitness ventures, take a hit if fans saw him as less authentic, less Jamie-like? And most importantly, would the Outlander fandom, the engine that fueled his rise to stardom, forgive him? The silence from Sam himself only deepened the intrigue. True to form, he made no public comment, no denial, no confirmation, no attempt to clarify what really happened in that London lounge. For some fans, that silence was infuriating. "Why won't he just say something?" one frustrated supporter tweeted. "A simple statement would end all this." For others, it was perfectly in character. "He's never shared his private life before," another fan argued. "Why should he start now? Let him live." And so the scandal simmered, refusing to die down. Every time Brynn appeared in public, speculation reignited. Every time Sam was photographed in London, whispers returned. Was it a fling, a publicity stunt, or just another example of tabloids spinning a few blurry images into a scandal that didn't exist? What became clear, however, was the toll it took on the myth of Sam Heughan. For years, he had been the actor who seemed above it all, untouchable, loyal, mysterious. The London Makeout rumors stripped that away, reminding everyone that he was not Jamie Fraser but a man capable of mistakes, entanglements, and messy headlines. For some fans, that humanized him in a way that made him even more relatable. For others, it was devastating, a betrayal of the fantasy they had cherished for so long. In the end, the truth about that night in London may never be fully known. Maybe the kiss was real, maybe it was exaggerated, maybe it was nothing at all. But the damage had already been done. A single night, a single rumor, a single blurry photo was enough to send shockwaves through Hollywood and across the Outlander fandom. And that is the cruel reality of fame. Sometimes it isn't your work, your talent, or your legacy that dominates the headlines. Sometimes, it's just a kiss in the wrong place, with the wrong person, at the wrong time.